It's Peter Mooney versus Josh Moscow. Ooh, dragons. Nice. Mono red dragons. Is it Cauldron? Like you mentioned, Reed, there's just so many different ways to build red decks at the moment. It's really, really cool. You know, we see creature-based ones with the dragons, the mice, and rats, and whatever else. You know, there's two separate things. We also saw the dig-in one with O'Hare, Ash, and Neil yesterday. So, yeah, there's some good stuff for red at the moment.
Yeah, just a quick accounting note that we have our archetypes switched. Of course, it's the Dragons deck on the bottom here. But yeah, I mean, you're totally right, Ailey. And the remarkable thing is, like, under those circumstances, okay, new format, we just had this banning rotation, and people are trying different ways of building an archetype. Like, that part is totally normal. But the remarkable thing about mono red in this tournament is that numerous different versions are seeing success. So, like, we don't know the answer yet. Is it Sarkhan, or is it Emberheart Challenger? Is it Leyline of Residence, or is it splashing a second color? All of these things seem to be possible, and people are doing it their own way, including Josh Moscow on the bottom with his mono red dragons.
Yeah, it's sweet. I don't know. I don't know what I think about Sarkhan yet. Peter's on the bottom. All right, so just take the graphic and just switcheroony it. So Peter is on mono red.
Peter
Josh
Mooney with mono red dragons on the bottom of our screen. Got it.
Cool. So as things stand, Hired Claw and Sarkhan doing a good job here of chipping away at the life total of Josh Moscow. He's got a fear missing out. Okay, all right, nice cooking. He's got the VV underneath it with VV underneath Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So now we got some extra mana to work with here. Can he answer these critters on the board? So there's the activation. Prophet's Eidetic Memory. Okay. It's going to get even larger now. Anything of relevance there drawn? Nope. So just going to get a counter, and that mana goes away. Just sitting pretty. Got to sit tight. Passes the turn back to Peter.
This opening for the Dragons player is just so nasty, where it's like Sarkhan, you get your treasure, then you warp the Hellkite, then you cast the Hellkite. That's just two cards that unload so much flying damage. It's really a lot, like, and that's something that I look for. This is not some kind of crazy nut draw where you had to pick every single card in your hand. This is just two cards working together to make a really, really nice, potent opening.
Yeah. Also, being able to ramp, like, it's such an impressive start. Steam Core Scholar here for Peter. Can he combo off anything? At this point, he is at 3 life. If Peter untaps, you got to think the game is going to be over. Yeah, I wasn't too sure what I thought about Sarkhan when he was printed. I was like, yeah, okay, he's cute and all. Like, eh. But, you know, in combination here, he can get the game over done. You can get the game over really, really quickly with the Dragons.
So here's the thing is, you know, for a long time, they've printed cards that reference dragons, but the dynamic of competitive constructed is that it's a lot about, like, your cheap cards, right? How can you be most efficient, make these plays, whereas some big clunky dragon just gets murdered or counterspelled or whatever. But now, in this standard environment, there actually are enough efficient, potent dragons that suddenly, like, all this stuff that used to be kind of like casual just for fun, suddenly it's like, okay, wow, like, dragons is actually, you know, 10-2 at the most competitive standard tournament we have in the United States. So yeah, no joke.
I love to see it. And, you know, it's not just the red dragons. There's some awesome blue ones. You know, we've seen Meringue River Regent. Obviously, we see in the Boros colors, we've got the Twinmore Stormbrood. So the ones with the not the adventures, but, you know, the extra abilities on them. It's really, really sweet to see them.
The omens.
Yes. Really, really sweet to see them seeing play. Nice.
So one of the particular strengths of the Dragon deck against Is It Cauldron is that Izzet Cauldron is amazing at putting a lot of power and toughness onto the battlefield as ground blockers. However, it's not that good at removal, it's not that good at flying, and it's not that good at winning the game all in one turn. I mean, it's okay, and maybe Peter Mooney, or maybe our Izzet Cauldron player will pull it off this turn. But in general, it's possible that the Cauldron deck can do a lot and still lose to the reach in the form of flying, burn spells. So yeah, that time
that's a win for
that time. It was Cauldron pulling it off.
Yeah, absolutely went crazy there. Got the blocker out the way, made a massive fear of missing out. Had 2 combat steps, and all of a sudden, Josh is dead. Excuse me, Peter's dead. No, wait. I'm getting confused now. Okay, the life total's in the wrong direction.
I'm going to start saying just the mono red player against the
Izzet player is dead.
So that we can all be on the same page.
Crap, I got it wrong again. Anyway, it's 1-1 between these 2 players. We're visual learners, friends. Sorry, we get a little confused when things are out of place. Sideboarding time now for our players. Wait, is it 1-1? Oh man, my brain is fried.
Stay tuned to great coverage of Planetary Foundations. Honestly, Ailey, the four of us are just a live blooper reel, but
we're doing so
all
well
in good
here.
fun.
Yeah, no. All right, that was game 1. Izzet deck 1.
Yes.
Dragon's deck almost won.
So to finish that thought, yeah, that's exactly right. The Dragon's deck almost won. The Izzet deck was able to pull it off. The explosive turn. The Proph's Eidetic Memory with double combat through fear of missing out was enough to get the game over with in one turn. But you could imagine a slight twist on that game where maybe the Izzet player isn't able to remove the blocker, or maybe they don't quite get it done. Then it's like, despite the overwhelming advantage and all this cool stuff that we've been able to do with Vivi and Cauldron, the mono red deck can still steal the win. And that was actually the story of the previous round that Corey and Jim covered with Willie Adel, stealing victory from the jaws of defeat with some burn spells and flying creatures.
Lightning strike to the face. Go fast, go face. So players consulting their sideboards here. Trying to find the best answers possible. So the mono red deck is certainly going to be looking for a couple more answers for the Vivi player. Magebane Lizard, perhaps. A nice one to bring in.
Yeah, so we've seen Magebane Lizard, Razorkin Needlehead, and Scalding Viper as all cards in that sort of category of let's punish the players for doing a big flurry of action all in the same turn. And they're pretty effective.
Yeah.
Surprisingly annoying to work through if you're a Cauldron player who wants to have that big turn to stabilize against mono red, but all the while you're doing it, you're hemorrhaging life points. Very tricky situation to navigate through.
Yeah, Magebane Lizard also pretty tough to deal with. So gonna have to look at some of the removal spells like Broadside Barrage to deal with it. Obliterating Bolt, good option against it too. I don't think I've seen anyone do the 3rd level of Fire Magic yet. That's just... that doesn't even kill the Magebane Lizard because that only does 3, right? We'll find out when we get our Final Fantasy cards.
Speaking of Fire Magic.
Yeah, speaking of Fire Magic, Final Fantasy is a pretty fire set, and you should go and check it out. StarCityGames.com/MTGFin. It is the best-selling set of all time. I don't think anything will come close to it. It is incredibly fun. I am not a big fan of... Oh, I'm not a big fan. I've just never played the games. I know of them. I know that they're great. I know Reed can gush about it for hours. So if the sideboarding takes too long, we'll get some lessons from you here. But
would you like me to recite the plot of every Final Fantasy game?
Yeah, we have time.
Starting from number 1?
Hell yeah, let's go. But yeah, go check it out. Get your products from StarCityGames.com. And enjoy the Chocobos. I really like the Chocobos, honestly.
The Chocobos are fun. That's certainly one of the cool things about Final Fantasy is it's such a huge franchise, but it has those sort of like themes and tropes that you can see in every game, tying it together. And Chocobo's probably number one in terms of just the most fun, recognizable thing about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I watched a playthrough of a streamer's run of Final Fantasy 15, and they had the Chocobos like really prominently in that. And I was like, these guys are adorable. They're just like adorable ostriches that don't want to eat you.
That's exactly right.
Except the red ones, right? Those are the nasty ones.
That's a great question. Yeah, there's some games where the Chocobos can fight. Final Fantasy Tactics jumps to mind.
Right, yeah.
Red Chocobo for sure. I'd forgotten about that.
Alrighty, lots of lands in hand for Mono Red. Peter. So it is the Izzet Cauldron player that has the win. I'm just going to write this down for myself. Izzet up is 1-0.
Yep, and a really important ideal start for the Izzet player, being able to neutralize the Razorkin Needlehead and have an empty battlefield going on to turn 3. Especially on the draw, like sometimes you're just facing overwhelming odds at this point. If the opponent plays a 1-drop and a 2-drop and you have no answer, it's like, oh boy, now I have to scramble back starting on turn 3. But Peter, the Izzet Cauldron player has done a nice job in terms of weathering the storm and getting to this mid-game situation where his deck can begin firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. So plenty of creatures hitting the board here now. Prophetic Memory making them just a little bigger. So we've got a Fear of Missing Out and a Marauding Mako up against Razorkin Needlehead. So looks like Peter is going to be relying on some incidental damage as much as possible here to help out getting this life total down and not missing out on those last 3 points of damage. Ooh, okay.
There's the Twin Maw Storm Brood. Which
Behold!
Not super common to see that cast for 6 mana, though it is possible off the treasure that Sarkin generates, but instead used as a removal spell with Omen, Charring Bite. And that's just beautiful, right? Like getting to behold the dragon and full value off of Sarkin, but then also using it to kill the troublesome creature on the other side of the battlefield. It's just a card that does a lot.
Pretty ideal start here for Peter and his Mono Red Dragons deck. And Razorkin Needlehead exiled.
Also comes up, you can just deal 5 to your own Screaming Nemesis if you want to. Lava axe the opponent, so to speak.
That's pretty nasty. I do enjoy when that happens. Fear Missing Out hits the board once again. Sends Prophetic Memory to the bin. Going to get some more counters on the active Profts. And Marauding Mako grows and grows and grows. Now we're just waiting for a Cauldron to come down, if that's even left in the deck here for Josh. Aha! There it is. Cauldron, counters, combat. Oh crap! That's how that goes, right?
Yeah, exactly right. So no VV yet, but the Cauldron. Honestly, nothing to just start distributing counters onto attackers and blockers in a close game like this.
Yeah.
And then if VV does get dumped into the graveyard on a future turn, we can see some fireworks.
Yes. Screaming Nemesis and Sarkin on the front lines here for Peter. And yeah, we're going to steal some stuff. Vengeful Repossession, I think that's called.
Yeah, so this is one that a couple of the mono red players have in their sideboard. Willie Adel identified it as a really potent sort of singleton in this matchup. And here it is, stealing Fear of Missing Out.
Nice.
Getting Josh, allowing the mono red player to loot away redundant copy of his legend. So yeah, just nice way to keep pushing the damage.
Absolutely.
No Delirium though. The game would be almost
that would
over.
Be so funny if
there was Delirium.
I would enjoy that. My little mono red heart would enjoy that very much, but alas, not this time around.
So we see 8 on the battlefield, but the mono red player has to worry about exactly what happened in game number 1, where, hey, if I throw caution to the wind, attack you as aggressively as possible, which is what my mono red deck wants to do, I have to sweat that maybe on your turn, you play Winter Night Stories, you get Delirium, you double trigger your Proph's Eidetic Memory, and I'm dead before I get another turn.
Yeah, okay. Ghost Vacuum has some insurance against a VV in the yard. So the fear of missing out will go back. There is a potential for multiple combats if we get Delirium. Do we have it? We've got Creature, Enchantment, and 2 lands? Possibly?
Creature, Enchantment, Instant Land.
Instant land. Okay, cool. So.
However, the Ghost Vacuum can annoy that.
Yes. Always fun to ruin your opponent's game plan with a well-timed cleaning spree. Oh, a Riddler.
Quantum
nice.
Riddler.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. I'll take a card. Okay, another Fear of Missing Out hits the board now. Okay, hi Vivi. Oh man, now it's like, okay, who's going to go first?
Yeah, so now what we see here is Peter can just go to combat and threaten, hey, I've got this Proph's Eidetic Memory, Fear of Missing Out, Delirium, I'm going to double trigger and just deal a massive amount of damage. So if you want to take me off of Delirium, you can do that, but then I get Vivi under Cauldron, and we play this whole other game that might be equally bad for you.
That's like 2 threats presented here, and both might lead to lethal.
All right, so let's say for the sake of argument, we just go to combat, dump 3 counters on the Marauding Mako, attack for 11 damage, get another combat. So that would be it. If Josh doesn't have a 1-mana, or if the mono red player doesn't have a 1-mana instant, he needs to use Ghost Vacuum to take the Izzet player off of Delirium. At which point we have a VV turn on our hands.
Yeah, because that would be 3, block the Mako with Sarkhan if there's no removal spell for it. Down to 14, and then, the second swing would be... How big is that guy?
Yeah, actually, you're right, Ailey. I maybe wasn't factoring in the Sarkhan as a chump blocker in an appropriate way. So, okay, let's go back. Dump the counters on the Mako. Attack for 11, untap the Mako. Mono red player takes it down to 6, and then chump blocks the Mako the second time around.
It'll be bigger with the second round of counters of Prophets. Yeah, you have to block the second attack from the Mako, not the first.
Okay, so we have a really interesting situation on our hands here. And what happens if you put the counters on the FOMO? That shouldn't change anything.
Alrighty, going to combat. Move to combat. Yes, let's declare that first. Give Peter the option to remove Delirium if possible. Man, that's so tricky. Because then, alright, effectively tapped out. So imagine now there's a removal spell in hand. So he's going to take Delirium away. And he can't do that just by taking VV.
Correct.
No, so yeah, he has to...
He would have to target, let's say,
else.
Proph's Eidetic Memory or something.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, because then he would give him the option to just make massive amounts of mana. There's 3 cards in hand. Could probably just remove Sarkhan. And then, how big is this guy? It's 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 damage.
So if you're in the mono red seat, the question you need to ask yourself is, what happens for, what needs to happen in order for me to be the winner of this game? So it's not just about surviving this turn. It's not about, keeping your opponent off of anything in particular. It's what is the course that results in me winning? So if I have to chump block with my Sarkhan, am I going to be out of the game effectively? If I take this combat but keep my opponent off of VV, can I put together some kind of combination where I win off of the Screaming Nemesis? So these are the questions. It's not just about the snapshot of what's the worst for me in this turn. It's also what kind of material do I need to have on my side of the battlefield in order to still have a chance of winning next turn.
Yeah, absolutely. Decides to take Delirium away from Josh on the Is It Cauldron deck.
Yeah. I would be a little careful choosing the instant in particular because
of instants.
Yeah, because the Is It player could take the VV, generate mana, cast an instant, and then basically get to
Delirium anyway.
Have his cake and eat it too. But it seems, I guess, based on the texture of the game, a little bit unlikely that he has an instant speed removal spell.
Yeah, because that would just be tickets then, right? Because you eat VV or exile VV, give it to one of these creatures. They both have massive amounts of mana to work with, instant speed removal, boom, you're dead. And also have Delirium, so jeez.
Now, I would like to see some care taken in not necessarily making that fear of missing out unnecessarily large, because there's a world here where you're going to have to chump block the Screaming Nemesis to stay alive.
Yeah.
And you might want your creature to actually be smaller. So maybe the VV as a 0/3 is weirdly perfect to just like, okay, block your Screaming Nemesis, deal it 0 damage, and let's see what you can do.
Can you deal 8 damage? Peter. Come on. That was a very intricate attack step there. Like, so many decisions to be made, so many different ways that could have gone.
You can see with this Is It Cauldron deck that timing is everything.
Yeah.
And just navigating these subtle cat and mouse games. If you just jump to the obvious play every time, you're really not going to be maximizing either playing with the Cauldron deck or playing against it.
All right, Magebane Lizard comes out to play. Oh, boy.
Okay, so we have Magebane Lizard, we have
Another Screaming
Nemesis, and that's the last card in hand.
So 3 attackers, 3 blockers, so that wouldn't line up very well. Just pass and then block the biggest things, hope to survive and kill you on the first combat? I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Screaming Nemesis is quite an effective blocker on this battlefield. So the Is It player gets to untap with it all, huge battlefield, VV in play, VV under the Cauldron. But if there's no card drawing spell, no Winternight Stories, might not be able to fully maximize on it, although I will point out that the Quantum Riddler is warped, ready to go.
Yeah. Is that his hand or his lands? That's just his lands, right? Okay, good. I was about to say 3. Oh, he's hellbent, so that's why he's just...
Well, he played the Spirebluff Canal first in order to get down to 1
Oh,
card
no,
in
sorry.
hand.
I'm saying the mono-red player.
Mono-red player is hellbent, that's correct. So everything on the board in that regard.
This is what I got. Kill me. Let's see if Josh Moscow can get it done here. He starts using his creatures with counters as mana dorks. Representing whether or not he's used it by taking it in and out the sleeve.
So if you've drawn blanks off of the Quantum Riddler, there's maybe not a ton that you can do. I mean, the last thing you want to do is send the giant Mako into the Screaming Nemesis. So it might just be sort of passing, waiting till you can attack with the Quantum Riddler, making sure you don't die. Torch the tower on the Sarkin. Okay, and that's going to trigger the VV.
Ding! By Sarkin. Yeah, we're a bit of a ways away from a Ghost Vacuum activation.
Oh,
do the
Winter Night
sacrifice.
Stories. Okay, so
Woo!
that's I think Izzet's going to win this turn through the combination of VV triggers and just making a big attack. Like you could probably distribute enough counters with the Prophetic Memory and the Soul Cauldron that you just win in combat right away before the Screaming Nemesis triggers will kill you.
Okay.
I will point out there's Magebane Lizard, so you can't just be totally frivolous
Yeah.
in terms of the spells you're casting. But Wild Ride on Quantum Riddler, it's going to put
Oh,
our
yeah.
Izzet player down low on life due to Magebane Lizard, but the Riddler is lethal
Yeah.
right away.
Yep. Hasty threats. Big ol' Sphinx in the air coming in. Jeez. He got an upgrade. Good lord, that's a large bird.
So classic, just, winning both games against Mono Red at 2 and 3 life.
Good grief.
So
Good.
that was Josh
Yep.
Moscow, our Izzet Cauldron player.